Nashville's rock station 102.9 The Buzz. What's up, guys? It's Andy Herrin. And I got to be honest, of all the interviews I've done, I am the most excited about this one today because right now on the phone, I've got Maynard James Keenan of Tool and A Perfect Circle. They're coming to town on January 23rd at the Bridgestone Arena. Tickets available still, Ticketmaster.com. And you know, Maynard, I was trying to find the earliest Tool performance in Nashville, Tennessee, and I went as far back as 1993 at the Starwood Amphitheater. It looks like it was the Lollapalooza Tour, 1993. What are your thoughts on Nashville, Tennessee? We kind of get a country rep throughout the world. It always seems like people think of country music when they think of Nashville, but we're really more of a rock town. What are your thoughts on that?
I think a lot's changed over the last 15 years, definitely. It's interesting to see the changes. Good luck finding a house.
That and the traffic, too. I feel like I've lived here about 13 years, and the traffic has quadrupled, if anything. So, yeah, the house as well, too. Tool's been a band now since 1991. That's like 33 years. Does it feel longer? Does it feel like time has flown by?
You know, you take it day by day. Try to keep your feet on the ground, eye to the future. Try not to look back too much. But then when you do, you're like, holy
They literally do say time flies. And, you know, we live in Music City here. Like, there's probably 1,000 rock and roll bands in this city right now, maybe more. What's the secret to keeping a band together for 33 years, if there even is one?
I don't think there's a secret. I think it's all just individual chemistry. It could be any number of things that break up a band. It could be any number of things that keep them together. Yeah, I would have no idea how to track that.
Anything can happen, and every single band experience is unique. I definitely agree with that. And one thing that's really unique about your band, honestly, all of your bands, all your projects, because I know you keep busy with all kinds of projects. We're talking, you know, winemaking, your martial arts, A Perfect Circle. But I think one thing about Tool that's always been something unique and rather special, you guys have the Tool Army. Your fans are really dedicated and extremely, like, you know what I mean? When you meet a Tool fan, you know you've met a Tool fan. What is like the craziest fan interaction you've ever had? Does one come to mind?
No. You know, that's... people that appreciate your art are they're all come in different shapes and colors and sizes and attitudes, and it's always inspiring to hear what particular thing brought them into the fold and kept them here. What puzzle that we put out there allegedly that they solved.
I've never thought of it that way. I like that. It's like the idea of a band is putting out puzzle pieces, and the fans are the ones that put the puzzle pieces together to figure out what the music means. I love that. You know, speaking of puzzles, Maynard, I feel like someone turning 60 years old would probably want to spend more time at home, maybe want to take some time off, maybe spend some time at home putting together some puzzles. A lot of 60-year-olds would do that, but not you. You're celebrating turning 60 with the Sessanta Tour. You're hitting the road, coming back to Nashville April 10th at the First Bank Amphitheater. You got Pucifer, you got Perfect Circle, you got Primus on the tour. What is different from touring when you were 30 to touring at 60? What has changed?
Yeah, try to focus more on drinking a lot of water and getting a lot of sleep. You know, Before it was like at the age of 30, it's like, how late can I stay up and still do the show? Now it's like, how quickly can I get to bed?
It's the key to longevity to all you young rockers out there. So tell me something about the Sessanta Tour. What's the history behind this tour?
Well, I did it back in when I turned 50 for the Cinquanta Tour, and it was Failure, Perfect Circle, and Pucifer. And we know all the guys in Failure, and Greg was playing with Perfect Circle, and he's been playing now with Pucifer on this tour. So a lot of crossover, and the kind of conversation you have with, like, okay, you guys are going to do 3 songs, and then we're going to do 3 songs, and then they're going to do 3 songs, and then we're going to go back and forth like that for a tour. There's not a lot of bands you can do that with, and it would actually work because we all kind of want what we want.
Yeah.
So that, juggling all those egos was it could be difficult, but not if you pick the right set of egos. And so this round, it's going to be Primus, also brothers of ours. So it's going to be fun.
I think to test all the egos, you guys should do it all in one van, all the bands in one van together.
And we're done.
Well, I'm pumped. That's going to be at the First Bank Amphitheater coming up in April. That's going to be awesome, man. I think it's cool you're juggling so many projects. Do you find it hard to juggle all these projects?
You just have to do it one at a time. You can't try to think about all 3 of them or all 7 of them in 1 minute. You have to just compartmentalize.
Yeah, it's almost like being an actor, I guess. You kind of have to take on the role. So what you're saying is if you're doing A Perfect Circle, you really can't think about Tool and vice versa.
can't really. In moments you can, but when you're focused on that thing, there will be like, okay, I've kind of ticked all those boxes for that thing today. Today I'm going to change gears, just kind of unplug from that and think about this other thing for a day. You just can't do it all in 1 minute.
Compartmentalize. I love that.
Yeah.
I think one of the tricks to be able to compartmentalize all these different projects too is probably having a place to escape and get away to. I know you live out in Jerome, Arizona, and I spent a lot of time in Tempe, Arizona many years ago. It's a little south of Jerome, but I know it was by far one of the most beautiful parts of the country and extremely relaxing. How does an Ohio boy end up in Arizona?
Well, I was born in Ohio, but I grew up in Michigan. That was kind of where I kind of started to figure out who I was. I'm from a small town in Michigan, population 2,000. So LA wasn't really my flavor. So I got out of there as soon as I could, as soon as it felt right. And I'm close enough to do work, get back there, but I'm also far enough away to kind of just reconnect.
Do you like the heat? I always tell people it's a dry heat.
So we're up north, so we're in elevation. I'm looking at snow on the ground right now.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you get to see that side of it. All right. See, I was always kind of in the valley, I guess, so it was just constant heat, but I always liked it.
Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time down in that thing you're praising.
So the Hilltop just opened in Cottonwood, Arizona. Tell me something about that restaurant and winemaking facility, man.
It's actually 3 facilities on one location. It's just under 8 acres of land. They have about 5 acres of vines planted on site, Tempranillo, Grenache, Graciano. We have 2 wineries on site. One is the Caduceus Cellars tasting room, and it includes a full VIP tour called the Ventura Room, a very guided tasting experience. The Merkin Trattoria side, that's a separate winery. That's the Merkin Winery, and we have a great wine tasting there with a full kitchen. So handmade pastas, pizza, wood-fired pizza. There's a greenhouse attached to that, so we grow a lot of our own herbs, tomatoes, basil. We have other, gardens off-site that we supply the restaurant with produce as well. And then down in the Pocket Park is the gelato stand. So we make our own gelato from scratch.
That honestly sounds amazing, man. I got to make a trip out to Cottonwood, Arizona to try the Hilltop in 2024. Along with your love of wine, I've also heard you're quite the food lover. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm about to open up, I think mid-March, I'm opening up a very southwestern twist on fried chicken, thanks to Prince's, Hattie B's, and Gus's.
A new twist on some Nashville classics. Well, I'm down for that. You guys heard it here first. Well, Maynard, since you're here, we got to play the 5 random question game. 5 random questions, no wrong answers, no necessarily right answers, just random questions with Maynard James Keenan of Tool and a Perfect Circle on the Buzz. Question number 1, what day in January is it officially inappropriate to continue saying Happy New Year to someone?
I'm going to say it probably all the way to April.
That long. I had a guy one time say it to me in May, and I felt like it was extremely too long. But you know what? You turned 60 in April. So you're allowed to make the rules.
It's my 60th year, so I can say that.
Question number 2, Maynard James Keenan of Tool on the Buzz. Who do you think is a better drummer, Danny Carey or Josh Freese? I know you're boys of both of them. Who do you think's a better drummer?
Animal.
He's the best. He's the GOAT, some would say. Question number 3 with Maynard. Since we just passed the holidays, what was your favorite Christmas gift you got as a kid? One that sticks out to you?
Yeah, we're going way back. I think it was that old school fold-up vinyl cowboy town that had little plastic cowboy and figures and horses, and you unfold it, and it's an entire little town.
Oh, those were great. I had some of those too, going way back. Question number 4 with Maynard on the Buzz. So you've done a lot of collaborations. What would be your all-time dream collaboration with any artist, alive or dead?
Joni Mitchell.
Oh, man, that'd be great. I would love to see what you and Joni Mitchell could do together. And also, she's still alive, so that one's still possible. There's still time. All right, question number 5, the final question with Maynard James Keenan on the Buzz. So, are you familiar with those pedal taverns they have down on Broadway where like the girls drive around and they woo? It's kind of a Nashville thing, but are you familiar with those?
Yeah.
So you can have this dream collaboration with Joni Mitchell. But in order to get this collaboration, the deal you've made with the devil himself, which I guess would be me in this case, is you agree to drive a pedal tavern down on Broadway for a living for an entire summer. Do you do this collaboration and take the deal and drive that pedal tavern all summer long?
I'm sorry, Joni, it's not going to work out.
Fair enough. Well, Maynard, I appreciate having you on the show today, man. Bridgestone Arena, January 23rd. Tickets still available right now, Ticketmaster.com. I have noticed you guys have had, up in Canada, you had Alex Lifeson of Rush come up and play some songs with y'all. We live in Nashville. So many musicians here. Can we expect any legendary players to join you guys that night?
I don't know. I mean, Billy Strings is from Michigan, actually, but I don't know if he spends a lot of time in Nashville, but yeah, he came up at some point. So
okay.
I think there's kind of a connection there, but until we get closer to Nashville, it's hard to say. We'll collaborate for Hot Chicken. We'll just put that out there.
You heard it here first. Well, it truly has been an honor to talk with you today, Maynard. Go see Tool at the Bridgestone Arena on January 23rd. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com. And safe travels all year long with all of your projects. And happy early 60th birthday, my friend.
Thank you, sir.